Have you ever had feelings of energy depletion, of negativism, of cynicism, of distance with your daily work? If so, you might be suffering from burnout. And this is the exact opposite of the peak performance that you need to be operating in if you want to have a successful career or business. In today's video, I'm going to share 4 strategies that you can implement right now to make sure that you recover from that burnout and that burnout never manifests again. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, Leon Castillo here, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, which is a company that specializes in peak cognitive performance for entrepreneurs and business leaders. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we release a few videos every week to help people like you master the personal performance so they can take their businesses and their career to the next level. So today I want to discuss something that is the exact opposite to peak performance, which is burnout. That feeling of negativity and energy depletion that comes from overwork and mismanagement of daily stress. And this may seem a little bit arcane for some people because they believe that burnout is an on-off state, either that once you get burnt out, you need to take time to recover outside of work. And today I'm going to share 4 strategies that you can use so that you still work and progressively eliminate that sense of burnout. So, thing number 1 is to really, and this is very important, make your life binary. And by binary, I mean that you're either working or not working. You do not engage into that gray zone of responding to text or emails while being with your family or responding to comments on social media while you're trying to write a report. You need to harness the power of doing one thing and doing it to the best of your ability. What the Romans said, age quod agis, do what you are doing. And you need to apply this maxim to all aspects of your life. So when you are at work, you're fully focused on work. And when you are at home, you're fully focused at home. You're fully present at home and ruthlessly engaged at work. If you clearly differentiate between both spheres, you will naturally start recovering at a much better pace. And this leads me to number 2. If you really want to have a binary life, you need to know when you are done at work. Because if work is for you a never-ending slog of tasks and projects, then it is downright impossible to not find one more thing to do on any given day. But if you provide yourself a clear idea of what would be a successful day, how would that successful day look like, and then chase it to the best of your ability, once you are done with the task for the day, it is time to shut off and go home and really enforce that binary strategy for our life that we discussed before. Now, this leads me to point number 3. Get serious about recovery. See, the best performers you'll ever encounter and that I've ever worked with always have clear protocols to rest and restore themselves. And these protocols are never passive recovery. They're just not naps, but they're activities they fully engage them of a different nature. So instead of working, they may be doing sports in a natural setting, or doing ice baths or hot saunas, or things that help them recover at a fundamental level, but demanding from effort from themselves, right? So instead of just plainly not doing nothing or just having a siesta or whatever, they are actively recovering themselves. And then number 4, you need to reframe your perception of stress, because there's numerous studies that prove that the perception we have about the stress we suffer actually modifies the effect of the stress on the body. In other words, if we believe stress is negative, it's bad, it's harmful for us, then it will most certainly be. But if we think that stress is an indication of excitement, that proves that we are in the field of play, that we are in the middle of the battle, that it proves that we're trying and working, then it will certainly become a motivator and it will not hamper your performance, right? So remember, this is very important. If you're now suffering from burnout, or you want to make burnout downright impossible to manifest in your life, you need to follow 4 strategies. First is make your life binary. You're either working or not working, either 100% on or 100% off. There's no gray area, middle of the road thing that doesn't allow you to have good results in whatever you're trying to do. Always do what you are doing, as the Roman said, age quod ages. Number 2, create a definition of done. What does a good day look like for you? Once you have a clear idea of what's the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 priorities of the day, and you knock those off, you're out. Because then you will give yourself a chance to, number 3, get serious about recovery. Engage in active recovery protocols that clear your mind and heal your body and give you the energy to go back to the daily grind with a renewed sense of self. And 4, reframe stress. If you think stress is bad for you, it will most certainly be. If you think stress is good for you because it proves you're trying, it will certainly become a sense of motivation that will propel you forward. Remember that if you're trying hard enough, if you're chasing goals that are meaningful enough, stress is a prerequisite. In our methodology, we set stretch goals that sit outside of our circle of competence. So stress is welcome. We reframe that sense of stress in order to achieve a new level of performance that we were unable to access before. Hopefully this was useful. Please let me know in the comments, what did you learn? What do you want me to cover in future videos? Like, subscribe, and do that kind of stuff that you guys know you need to do so that we can keep growing and keep helping more people. And of course, if you want a proven framework on how to take yourself, your business, your career to the next level by mastering your personal performance and really learning how to make burnout downright impossible, sign up for the Selfmastered Evolution program. Let's have a one-on-one consult together, see if we can help you, and if so, we'll welcome you to our international community of top performers achieving amazing things. Thank you very much.